Let's create the tail rotor. So make sure you are in product mode by just double clicking on this product one, and then you're going to insert a new part to product one. Click not to use the same origin as before, and then Alt Enter to enter into graphic properties. We're going to name this the tail rotor. Tail rotor MD-500E. Click on apply and OK. Then we're going to double click on the part body to enter into part design. Then we're going to use the center of this section. Remember, this was a subdivision surface we created this surface from. So it has 4 sections, and right at the middle you have a point. We're going to insert an axis system using that point as the origin. Click on OK. And now we can sketch this ZX plane. So click on ZX plane and sketch. I'm going to select right view. And if you look at that document that I attached, you can see here we have a profile. So first we can create this one, and it just goes from this section. It starts a bit below it, and then we have a step down and another step down. So we have 2 step downs up to this end. Let's create that one first. You're going to select profile. Let's zoom in, start at the origin. Then just below this tail section, just below that section, you're going to start there, step down once, step down twice, and just slightly off this circular profile, then step down and exit the workbench. And you can create now a revolute or a revolve surface using this V direction. The revolution axis is going to be the V direction, and create OK. So now you have a closed profile. You can now hide this sketch. Sketch 1. Next, we're going to create this profile. So this profile goes, we have a straight, and then we have an up. So it goes up and down, then a straight, up, down, straight, slightly up. So we have, OK. And then one more thing to note is that the length of this, as you can see from here, it is clearing the surface, but it is not touching this. So it's about the middle or a third point of this. We're going to create it at the middle section. So you can use that as reference, and we're just going to translate this axis system here in the X component. So bring it up to say about this point, which is about the center of this circular profile. Click on OK. We can hide this. And we're going to sketch the YZ plane. Oh, this one was supposed to be 360. It seems we rotated only 180. So revolute 1, my bad, this is supposed to be 360. Cool. So sketch 2. We select the YZ plane, YZ. and sketch. And now select on profile. So make sure it doesn't go above this section. We can say about that point. So it goes straight. And then about this section, we have a section that goes up. And I'm using this tail section to guide me up to what point it's going. So maybe let me undo that. So it needs to come up to about this point. So straight. Then straight again, it goes down. Straight. And at the very end, we have a very narrow circular profile. Exit. Yeah, so it ends up to about this point. So that's correct. And then we are also going to revolve that surface. Hold on, I need to make sure that we were supposed to select this circle. It's not supposed to exit this circle, not that. Let me undo that real quick. Once again, ZY plane sketch. So the tiny circle, this one, I'm going to project it so I can see it. Profile. Start here up to about this point. Oops, we're supposed to have solid. This point, it goes straight, then it goes up, then straight, then down, then straight, and then at the very end we have this circular profile, very thin circular profile. Like so. Escape. And we can go to the top section. So it's supposed to come up to this point. So maybe we can extend it a little bit. Like so. Not yet. Okay, that's okay. Exit. You can go to the back view and you can see it's clearing the body, but it's also behind this. So we can create a revolute surface using this H direction 360. Select OK. Let me go back to that sketch. This initial one, it's not supposed to go above, so that point. That looks good. We can split the surface. So split revolute 2 using revolute 1. And then now this split one, we can give it a color and hide the sketch 3. So we've got that. The next profile is going to be these two. So they're just about the same, just slightly off this circle when it comes to the length. So what we can do here is let's go to the side view. I can create a plane that is aligning with this direction. So I can just rotate. I don't know if I can rotate this axis system. So say rotate this axis system using the Y axis. Let's try 45 degrees, negative 45 degrees, preview. I'm just going to adjust until the Z axis is aligning with this section right here. So about that point, that's 32. -30 degrees, negative 30 degrees. We're going to hide the initial element and select OK. So that way I can now sketch on the new YZ plane and it's still going to be along that section. Translate this rotated axis system and I don't know if we can get point to point. Yes, let's select point to point. Starting point is here. End point is going to be create a point using center of a sphere and select this edge. Oh, here we need to select the entire thing. Okay, we are rotating the entire thing up to this point. Select OK. We can hide this. So now we've got this section. The Z-axis is aligning with this. We sketch the ZY plane. Yeah, and then the what do we call it? The length is going to be just slightly above the circle. So select profile. From the center, it goes. No, not from the center. Excuse me. select profile, it goes just slightly off, then down, then up to this point, and it goes up to here. Escape, then create a corner on this vertex. Oh, maybe we can push this like so. And we can add to this corner. So we've got that section, and then we can just select all of it and mirror that using this hitch. And then I'm going to create an axis to guide the diameter or the radius, like that. And then trim off the excess. Trim off this and this. All right. Exit. Then we're going to revolve this using that axis that we created. Select revolve. It just automatically selects it. 360 degrees. Select OK. That's a revolute. Okay, so that's one section. The one that's going to carry the blades, but there's this other one. There's this other one. It's much similar, but it's slanted to the other direction. So we can create another rotate. You're going to select rotation, translate to, and then the axis is going to be its own y-axis. We're going to rotate, say, 45 degrees. Preview. So now the z-axis is at this point. We can come back and edit later if it doesn't suit. Maybe try 50. All right, 50. Hide initial element. And now we can sketch on this YZ plane. Select sketch. Then the profile. So the profile is just a big drum and then a straight line. So one raise and a straight line to the middle. And for reference, for reference, just again slightly over this circle, just slightly over that circle. So we know it's about this point. Select on profile. Then we're going to start somewhere along this curve because it's going through this profile. So at a distance like that. Then go, actually it's shorter, just a small distance. And then we've got the raised surface. Up to about that point. Escape. I'm going to create an axis. So this axis kind of needs to go through the center here, this line, I can actually project this as a construction element and then use it to create an axis. Like that. You can just trim off this excess element. So that's the profile, and then you can now mirror this one using the H direction. Exit. Let's see how that's going to work out. Then create a revolute using its own sketch axis. Click on OK. We can hide the sketch. So I can see here that it's touching this profile. It's not supposed to touch that profile. That's very easy. You just adjust the sketch. You just push this one outwards a little bit. And voila, you've got that. Now we've got the blades. So we got this surface extruding up to a certain distance here. And then we have the blade. We can hide this axis system. We can sketch on a face. You can select this face, sketch. And we're just going to make a circle that is slightly bigger than this one. So you can project this as a construction element so that both circles are concentric. And just make another circle using center and radius. These are not a construction element. Then select this circle and make them concentric. Like so. Let's create the diameter. Right now it's at 56. Let's make it 50, just slightly larger than this one. Exit. And now we can extrude a surface from here up to this point. It's just slightly larger and then it goes straight. So before I do that, we can select this section. I need to fill the gap in between. Oh, okay. I can select this curve, select fill, and then come to inner boundaries and select this circle, preview, select OK. Then once again, that sketch, we're going to extrude it. Let's go back to the side view. Extrude. We're going to use the sketch as the sketch direction is the one which is normal to the profile. So limit 1. Reverse the direction. Bring it up to that point. That's about 75. and select OK. We can join the two, or first we can leave it as it is. We're going to join later on. For the blade, I'm going to use an ellipse. We're not going to use the NACA 0012 airfoil like the one we used before. It seems to me like this tail rotor blade is just sort of an ellipse. As you can see here. And then we're going to mirror that to the bottom section. So select this edge and fill. Fill. We have extrude, we have fill. We can join those sections. Select OK. And give join one again that color or a different one. We don't want to confuse them. All right, that color. We can hide sketch 6 now. Now I'm going to sketch this surface. And now we need to create the blade, which is not shown here, by the way. I can't tell the nini until I go to the side. I can't tell the length of this blade until I go to the side section here. But anyways, I'm just going to, let's go back to normal. I'm just going to create an ellipse. Maybe I can project this as a construction element so I can use its center. Ellipse from the center. So this is the length. Make it vertical. Go to the side view. We just want to control this width. So you can do that by adding a diameter. Double click on the diameter, and this way you can change the length until you're satisfied that it fits this particular width. Then exit. So we have our blade section, but now I don't want it to have a drastic change here. I'm just going to translate this. Direction and distance. The direction is the V axis here of our first. Where was that translate? Translate. Let me see. It's this Z direction. We bring it up to that point. Select OK. Make another section. Translate this using this Z axis. Direction is the Z axis. maybe up to that midpoint. So you can see our angle here, we needed to add more because now they are a little bit aft, but that's not a problem because either way this keeps on rotating. Now I'm going to bring this down here. So I'm going to leave this part to combine with the circle. Then hide this. Now let's create multi-section surface. The first section is this. Second one. The third one we need to create a boundary. Oh no. Hide this and just show the extrude. This boundary. Then the closing points need to match if it's at the very extreme, or if at the side they should match, as well as the directions. Preview. Wow, that looks good. Select OK. And actually I'm going to leave this join. Yeah, we're going to leave that join. We're going to work with the extrude so that we can combine it with here. We don't need the surface to be closed at that point. I hadn't thought about that. So that's our section, and we need to fill the top. Now we can join the surfaces. Start with the fill, the multi-section surface, the extrude, and this fill one. Preview. Select OK. We can hide these curves. And then we're going to mirror this using this XY plane here. Select on symmetry. This is the element, and then the reference is going to be this XY plane. Select OK. You can hide this.